step 12, we think, well, what are we supposed to do now? And now throughout this process, we've talked about kindness, compassion, helping others. And to tell you the absolute truth, it's still something I struggle with. Carrying the message, I've got no problem doing that. If people want me to carry the message, say, look, this is how I got clean from drink and drugs. This is how I freed myself from these particular habits and beliefs. I love doing that, actually. I enjoy it. Where I struggle is practice these principles in all our affairs, that I'm never off duty. I'm never off duty. There's never a point where I go, oh, fuck that for a while. You know that definition of sin, pleasure sought away from God, or missing the mark, these various definitions. Like, you know, the idea of furtively shuffling off to some little other negative space where it's okay for me to have a cake and masturbate like a naughty little monkey with my finger in my bum. That's something that has to be relinquished, yielded, that now I live in a whole and holy space, that I am never, even if you look at it in mundane terms, I am never not with my children and my wife. There's never a point where I'm like, well, they're not here now, I'm going to go and be some other fucking guy. You know, I'm never not with God. The thing that I see in them that makes me love them, that is God. That is where I experience this oneness that we discussed in the previous step. Therefore, there's no place or point in my life where I am permitted to be away from these principles. My life becomes one of service. Now, how that works is I'm supposed to do things for other people. That's, I suppose, what service is. All the better if there's no way of me getting anything in return. It's sort of as hard as it sounds, really, because sometimes I just don't want to live like that. Sometimes I don't want to go to a prison or a homeless shelter or a school or whatever and go and help and be useful. But I do it because it works. I do it because the feeling I get when I help another person is kind of akin to one of the things that I was looking for in all my other forms of devotional practice. And believe me, I was religious anyway. I was devoted to myself, dedicated to the pursuit of egotistical goals, willing to sacrifice all in service and surrender to these great utopian ideals of me. All that's happening is the energy that was there in the first place is being repurposed now in a way that has a different kind of organic symbiotic flow that nurtures and grows as opposed to continually depleting. And as it goes on, it's liberating me from the fear of getting old and the fear of not being beautiful and the fear of not being sexy. All of these things are getting less and less significant as I vibrate on a different frequency, a frequency of service, and become a person that I simply didn't used to be. Old me ain't going no homeless shelter. I'm not interested in that. New me, there I am down there. So what's happening in the moment when I find myself in some downtown LA mission and children, just children climbing all over me and my face, my vision, my field of vision, only able to see children's faces laughing. What relationship am I having with the world in that moment? Love, love. The same as being in the early morning ocean, feeling in relationship to the waves, like the cheeky universe, the cheeky mysteries of nature reaching out and touching you, feeling the oneness, feeling that it's just a sort of diaphanous membrane through which the true reality is pushing towards you. Once you've achieved the conscious contact with God and you seek to improve it, if you continue to convey that and live that way, live as if God is real, like we discussed around that Job thing, live as if there is God and then there is God, it comes more and more of it happens. It's like they recognize, it's like this force recognizes, here is a conduit, here is a frequency, I can vibrate along that like a resonance, like there is the ability for it to resonate. So the more you do it, the more it happens, the more love comes.